What's up guys, it's Eric from Rare Candy and welcome back to round 4 of the recent league challenge that I got to go attend at Cape Fear Games in Wilmington, North Carolina. So this is going to be round 4. We did upload 3 other rounds already. Definitely check below in the description for links to those if you did miss them. But here round 4 on the left we have John Simmons. He's going to be playing Alolan Ninetales Alolan Muck Shrine of Punishment. Kind of an interesting take on Alolan Ninetales. And actually on the right you have yours truly. I'm going to be playing Alolan Ninetales GX as well. No Shrine of Punishments or anything like that, just kind of a more streamlined, traditional Ninetales deck. So we'll have to see how this is going to go here. And one thing I do want to point out before we get too deep into this video and it catches you guys off guard, but my camera did die at some point during the recording of this. My portable charger turned off, and whenever that happened, it made the video stop recording, unfortunately. So this game will be cut a little bit short, but I'm going to try my best to give you some good commentary in the meantime, and I'll try to wrap up how the game panned out as well whenever we get to that point. But in the meantime, it looks like John is going to get to go first here. He's going to Ultra Ball, getting out a Vulpix and going for a Tapu Lele GX here. So let's see, we might see something like a Pokemon Fan Club or a Lily. But it looks like he's actually eyeing down a Judge. So this is actually kind of a risky play on his part. But if he can disrupt my hand and maybe give me a hammer, I don't have much to work with, he might be in a good spot to potentially come back and you know, maybe just steamroll me on my next turn or something like that. So we'll have to see. Now the one thing that is going against John here is that I get to start with my own Alolan Vulpix, and it does have that beacon attack, so even if I don't have a great hand, I can actually just grab a Tapu Lele of my own to potentially get out of this hand. So we'll have to see what's going to happen here. I really just need to make sure I get down an additional basic in case of a Riot Speeding knockout. And see, John does find that Alolan Grimer, so that's actually a little bit scary because if he gets Alolan Muck set up before I can get my Lele to grab a supporter, if my hand is dead, then I'm going to be in a bad spot. And okay, so I am going to go for a Nest Ball, and unfortunately my hand is actually pretty terrible. I think I just have an Alolan Ninetales, an Alolan Ninetales GX, and like a Field Blower or something. So I am going to go for a Nest Ball, and kind of my line of thinking here is, oh, and I do have another Alolan Vulpix, so this is actually a solid little turn. So here I can grab Tapu Lele GX and Zoroark GX, kind of hedging against him having the Alolan Muck. So basically if he gets Alolan Muck, I have Zoroark GX at the least to trade into what I need, or if he knocks out Zoroark, or my Zorua, I will have Tapu Lele GX potentially to grab myself a supporter. So just trying to maximize my outs to drawing cards on my next turn. Now, however, if he has Alolan Muck plus a knockout on my Zorua, I'm going to be in for a rough time, I won't lie. But I'm just hoping that is not going to be the case here. So we see John find a Water Energy. Let's see what he's going to do with that. Looks like he's debating attaching to this Zorua. Okay, but he's favoring the Double Colors Energy and going for another Judge. That's kind of annoying because I just finally found some outs to drawing some cards, so this could be bad. But hopefully off this Judge I find something a little bit better than I did last time. So he is definitely doing his hardest to try to make sure that I just can't get set up, especially if he can find the Alolan Muck here on this turn as well. That is going to be good for him. Okay, so not actually a whole lot to work with in John's hand. He does find an Alolan Ninetales GX, but beyond that, not a whole lot. So he is going to retreat, promoting this Vulpix. That way he can use Beacon to bail himself out in this type of situation. So I imagine we'll probably see maybe a Tapu Lele GX to draw him some cards, and maybe a Zoroark, or even an Alolan Muck. But it looks like he's favoring Zoroark GX, and we'll have to see what the other card he goes to get here. Okay, it looks like he is trying to eye down that Alolan Muck, trying to get that maybe in play, kind of hoping I don't have a great hand after that Judge that he gave me. So we'll have to see how this is going to go. Definitely kind of a risky 2 cards. I think a Lele might have been a little bit better to ensure a draw supporter, but like I said, if I don't have an access to a Lele on my turn here, that Alolan Muck is actually going to be very, very problematic. But I do find Zoroark GX at the very least. And here, I remember thinking all of my cards in my hand to trade away are not good, but I am going to trade away Aqua Patch, finding a Cynthia, which is great. Gonna get down an Alolan Ninetales of my own, and then just play that Cynthia, and now I'm going to be looking for double color synergy. That's going to be the big card I really want to find here to start putting on some pressure in this matchup. So let's see what I find. Okay, so I do find Professor Kukui, double colorless energy, Tapu Koko. I think actually a Tapu Lele as well, so I can even get down Tapu Lele and find myself a supporter for next turn before this Alolan Muck comes online as well. So let's see what I'm going to grab. I could get a little bit greedy, go for a Guzma, and maybe just think, you know, I have Zoroark GX, I can maybe trade into what I need, but I think maybe just going for a normal draw supporter might be a little bit more beneficial here. It's definitely the safer route. Also, maybe eyeing down Acerel, that isn't a bad idea as well, just in case John does start putting some pressure on my Alolan Ninetales, but at the same time I have Ice Path GX still. Ninetales is GX attack, so I think the Cynthia is fine. So I did find double color synergy, so that will allow me to use Ice Blade. It's that first attack on Alolan Ninetales GX. Allows you to do 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So here it just begs the question where to attack, but I think Zoro is going to be the right target here because that will put a Zoroark GX down to 160 HP, which means that Blizzard Edge, Ninetales' primary attack, will be able to clean up and knock out at some point. So here John is going to trade away a Water Energy. Looks like he finds himself a Shrine of Punishment here and a Alolan Ninetales of his own, but I have to say I kind of like where I'm at because I'm one attachment ahead, meaning that I can get a Blizzard burn off before John is going to be able to. So, and unfortunately guys, that is where the footage cuts out, and honestly this was a pretty fun game to watch. I'm really bummed that we didn't capture this whole game on camera for you, but kind of how the rest of this game went, like I said, I was one attachment ahead of his Alolan Ninetales, so what I was able to do is just keep using Ice Blade to snipe his Zoroark while continuing to pile up energy on my active Alolan Ninetales, threatening a Blizzard Edge on his Alolan Ninetales. And so that's basically exactly what I did. I just kept sniping around until I had enough energy to use Blizzard Edge to take a giant knockout, and then from there I was able to kind of clean up the rest of his field, especially once Shrine of Punishment came down. The Shrine of Punishment actually ended up helping me set up knockouts. So I actually took this game pretty convincingly, but it was definitely a pretty fun match to watch, but hopefully next time I'll do a better job at ensuring our footage actually gets recorded. But anyways guys, definitely stay tuned. I do apologize this was a bit of a shorter video, but we do have one more round coming up. Stay tuned for whatever that one goes live. But as usual, feel free to like and subscribe, and if you can support this channel by becoming a patron over at patreon.com/rarecandytcg or by picking up something from our online store at rarecandytcg.com, it would mean a lot since it does help support us to be able to travel to these events to record these games and this footage for you guys. But with that, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.